Let's talk about sports, baby. From the stands of a sports fan, my man's Pots and Pans, 100 grand. Let's get into it, man. I want to talk about this Terrence Bud Crawford Errol Spence Jr. fight. Happened over the weekend, Saturday, July 29th. Just to wrap it up, man, Terrence Bud Crawford got the win in the 9th round. Now, I don't know if you know, but if you look back at my other episodes, I predicted Terrence Bud Crawford to win this. But let's talk about it. He knocked Spence down 3 times throughout the fight. The first time was in the 2nd round. This is what I'll say about that. I think he really slipped. I think Errol Spence Jr. slipped. Don't want to take credit from Bud, but I think Earl slipped on that. And then Terrence took advantage of the fact that he had forward momentum and laid him down. He's still connected though, so I'm gonna give Terrence that. Then Errol Spence Jr. got knocked down twice in the 7th round. The first time, I feel like he just gave up. He was tired. Same thing. He kind of went forward, kept that momentum going. Terrence hit him. Bow. Laid him down. 3rd time, Terrence knocked that man out. That's what I want to give him. So that 3rd one's probably the most legit one that I saw. But nonetheless, I want to talk about whether or not it was a good fight. Let's talk about entertaining fights or games versus good fights or games. I'll say there's a difference between good fight or good and entertaining. Entertaining fight or game is the fact you're seeing things that you haven't seen. It's a lot of action going on. Now you can have a blowout in a basketball game, football game, boxing match. One person or one team has the full advantage in the fight or the game. You might see a football team blowing out another team, but they're doing trick plays, Hail Marys, laterals, and scoring all types of ways. That's entertaining. Terrence Bud giving them all types of hands, laying them on the canvas. That's entertaining. What makes a good fight or a good game is if it's competitive. The other person or the other team is actually competing and making it a real challenge for the opponent. That makes a good fight or a good game. Errol Spence Jr. was not in Terrence Bud Crawford's league. No, it was not a good fight. It was one-sided. How do you not? Is a one-sided fight a good fight? That's what I want to know. It was not a good fight to me personally. Now they're saying that there could be a potential rematch or a trilogy. No rematch necessary. Errol Spence Jr., you got that ass tapped on, bro. I think you need to go back, reevaluate yourself, go back to training, watch the tape, figure out what you did wrong, go to the next opponent. Now, some people are saying Errol Spence Jr. should retire. I'm not going to give you retirement after one loss. See, that's the thing about boxing. Nowadays, people will say, if you're not undefeated, you're not a good fighter. Floyd Mayweather may have set that standard, but that's not real in boxing, bro. I still consider Mike Tyson the greatest. Not one, but the greatest. And he has multiple losses on his record. And they're pretty bad losses, too. Earl, like I said, get yourself together, go back out there. Should you retire after one loss? Absolutely not. Keep fighting. But I don't want to see no rematch with you and Terrence Bud Crawford. It's just not necessary. It's not necessary. I think Terrence had the advantage. He ended it. And that's just it. That's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313-466-4386. Switching it up in regards to boxing. Just want to announce this real quick. Jake Paul, the YouTuber / boxer, is going against Nate Diaz, an MMA fighter, this Saturday, August 5th, 10 rounds. I'm not really a fan of Jake Paul. I don't care about this fight. I'm just making a note of it, that it's happening this weekend. I think all of Jake Paul's fights are set up. I don't think they're real. I think they're fixed. But that's entertainment. That's entertainment. I can't take Jake Paul serious as a boxer. I'm not. Even though he may look good in the ring, pause. But I can't take him serious as no boxer. So I'm not taking this serious. But let me know who you got. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz. A lot of people saying Nate Diaz has a lot more to lose because he's an actual professional fighter. I would agree with that. But nonetheless, I wouldn't be surprised if Jake Paul wins anyway. Nate Diaz just walks away with the bag. That's what they want anyway. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo. Saturday, September 30th. Now, Canelo Alvarez, boxing's top star, will defend his undisputed super middleweight championship against Jermell Charlo on September 30th in Vegas. The revelation was a twist after Canelo Alvarez was supposed to fight Jermall Charlo, Jermell's twin brother. But Jermall said he has some personal issues and he can't fight. So now Canelo has to fight his twin brother. This is the thing. Just because they have the same last name, similar first names, and they're twins, does not make them the same type of boxer. So is this going to be a very similar match to what he would have got if you fought Jermall, excuse me. I think not. I don't think I've watched a fight with any of the Charlo brothers. I've seen Canelo fight, but I don't think this is a fair fight. Now the name, yes, you keep it the same. You don't have to change much on any of the promos. You still got Canelo versus Charlo. All right, cool. But I don't see this as a fair fight. And another thing, the thing about boxing that I don't like is the fact that this is a one-man sport. It's not a team sport like other things, unless you want to consider the corner man part of the team. So you have one person against another opponent. With that being said, there's no substitutions. If one person can't make it, that whole fight is off. Which is why we don't see a lot of fights with predominant fighters in their prime in certain eras, because they'll have personal issues or a lot of politics and this and that. Y'all taking this away from the fans. We want to see that. We've seen basketball players, football players, athletes play and fight through injuries, through death of family members. Why can't you play, bro? Personal issues, I don't like it. If you're injured, maybe I understand that. It doesn't say injury though. So this is what I don't like about boxing. Boxers either making up excuses or having personal issues as to why they can't fight. Then we later on probably get Canelo versus Jermall, and he's one of them are way out of their league or way out of their prime or older and stuff. So now people's perception as fans on this whole thing is skewed. I don't like that. But nonetheless, I think we might still get a good fight between Canelo and Jermell Charlo. Never seen Charlo fight, but a good fight is a knockout to me. Not one of those knockdowns, not when the ref stops the fight. I'm talking about face on the canvas, Manny Pacquiao style. That's a good fight. When two people going back to back, maybe they knock each other out a few times, but it ends with somebody on the canvas. That's what I like. That's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show, 313-466-4386. The last thing in boxing real quick is talking about Tyson Fury's upcoming fight with Francis Ngannou. It's a boxing match in Saudi Arabia, October 28th. There was rumors saying that there was a no knockdown clause, but other people are saying that's not true. It's a full-on match. This is another example of a professional boxer. Not only a professional boxer, a lineal heavyweight champion fighting an MMA fighter. We don't want to see that, bro. That's like a basketball player playing against a football player in a celebrity basketball game. Clearly the basketball player is going to win. Not to say that the football player can't because they're not athletic, but at the same time, this is their turf. This is what they do. So I don't like seeing fights with boxers in a boxing ring against someone who's not a boxer. That's not fair at all. Even though he is an MMA fighter, boxing is probably in one of his styles, it's still not fair. Two completely different sports, and you can't use your other parts of your body. So who do I have winning that fight? Tyson Fury, of course. Even though it could go anyway, I don't see Tyson Fury losing. With that being said, what other boxer in heavyweight class should fight Tyson Fury? He's probably bored. He feel like I done beat everybody. Who else I'm gonna fight? I might as well fight UFC fighters just for fun and for the bag. That's not entertaining to me, because I want to see an actual fight with actual competitors. And a good one at that. So let me know who you think got that, or let me know what you think about boxers fighting MMA fighters. How about that? Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show, 313-466-4386. Switching up the topic real quick, we got to talk about college football. I want to talk about this because we had a few things. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me turn some down. Let me turn this hip-hop rock down a little bit. I did say I was going to turn that down. So, talking about college football, we got a situation where the Big Ten is considering expansion, particularly targeting Washington and Oregon from the Pac-12. Now, they're saying this is actually as a result of the Pac-12 losing a few other teams. They say the Pac-12 had a potential deal with Apple TV for streaming, but they said there was no guaranteed money, and everybody don't have Apple TV Plus. So it'll be a limited range of audience, limited range of spectators for that channel. Plus, the Pac-12 just lost Colorado with Coach Deion Sanders, prime time. So they're saying the Pac-12 may dismantle. They're going to see how it plays out next year, and 2 teams may go to the Big Ten. As someone who is in the region of Big Ten, the Midwest region, in Michigan, I don't like this, and I don't see why teams even change conferences. Conferences are there for a reason. Last time I checked, they were regionally oriented. They're in certain regions of the country, and those teams are playing in those regions. They don't have to travel far. Besides that, why do teams switch conferences? TV contracts. Athletic conferences see huge increases in their television contracts, more money for the athletic conferences and the schools. Also, competition. You might be outperforming everybody in your conference, and you need more competition. So then you go to a different conference with more competition. Or you can go to that conference and get your ass kicked. We don't know. School location, like I said, these conferences were regionally based. So you got teams in the Southern Conference playing other teams in that conference. They don't have to travel across the country for a few games throughout the season. They're right there. But then you go to another school and another conference, and your whole routine changes up. Prestige, joining a more prestigious conference can result in higher revenues from ticket sales, merchandise, increased exposure for athletic programs. Oregon is a pretty decent school, but are they really watching them out there? Are they getting the viewership that they could get if they were in the Big Ten? Probably not. Bowl games. Membership in the Power Conference can open doors to lucrative bowl games and playoff systems that include more teams. I like playoff systems with more teams. Postseason play. College sports conferences give colleges and universities leverage in creating athletic schedules, gaining broadcasting deals, and having a say in how postseason play works. And a team in a large conference may find it easier to make the NCAA postseason in the sport if it moves to a smaller league. With that being said, why are we calling the Big Ten if there's 14 teams there? And then you're talking about adding more. And you're adding teams that's not in the Midwest. I don't like this. I don't like that it's called the Big Ten and there's 14 teams going on 16, 17. They were also considering, I believe, Cal and Notre Dame and Stanford to come to the Big Ten. I don't know how true that is. They said Notre Dame probably won't. That's an independent conference. But I don't like teams switching conferences. They're there for a reason. Keep them in their regions. Keep them within the competition. Other than that, wipe out all conferences and have teams play teams that are on their competitive level. Maybe they should switch the level of competitiveness depending on the year. The turnover in college is every 4 years, every couple years. So your how your team is going to play is going to be different year by year. But that's just what I think. I don't think schools should change conferences, or there should be no conferences at all in college football. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show, 313-466-4386. Switching it up but keeping it into football real quick. We're talking about the NFL. Now, with the NFL, the season officially starts this Thursday, August 3rd, Canton, Ohio, on NBC, the Hall of Fame game between the Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets. Will Deshaun Watson play? Will Aaron Rodgers play? They might do one drive, one play. That's neither here nor there. What we really want to talk about is the fact that there's a new rule in the NFL starting this year. The touchback rule. For a touchback, any fair catch called inside the 25-yard line, that's between the 25-yard line and the touchdown, it results in the team that called the fair catch getting the ball on their own 25-yard line. The NFL hopes the adjustment will lead to fewer returns and enhance fewer injuries on kickoffs. I don't agree with this at all. Football is a physical contact sport. Why are you trying to prevent injury? Yeah, I get it. If we can prevent injuries, let's do it. But doing such in a way that you'll take away from the entertainment value. From the stands of a sports fan, I want to see kickoffs being returned for a touchdown or for about 80 yards. I don't want to see y'all put people in a position to not be able to return these footballs. That's what we like. If you get injured, you get injured. What's the point of having pads on? What are you doing? That's what I'm saying in regards to that. Injuries are part of the game. You're going to get injured. You make adjustments and go from there. Don't play football if you don't want to be injured. Or give them pads with cushions on them, like they do during practice. And make them wear that during the regular season. See, the thing about special teams and kickoffs, football teams usually put the players that are at the bottom of the roster on the special teams, especially during the preseason, giving them an opportunity to show what they can do. So with that being said, if you're getting your first chance to play in a professional game in the NFL in the preseason during a kickoff, you're going to try to run faster, tackle harder, score a touchdown, get yards, get a fumble. You're going to try everything. Get the best block. You're going to try everything to stand out. Play way harder. With that being said, it results in more injuries possibly. And so what? That's on the players. They're making that decision to play as hard as they do. And then even if you're not playing hard, sometimes there's casualties at wars. It happens. You're on a football field. Either get more padding or just take it on the chin, pause. It's part of the game. I don't think they should change the rules so that we don't see as many kickoff returns. That's weak as hell to me. Let me know what you think about this new rule. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313-466-4386. Switching it up to this last topic. Gotta talk about the NBA real quick. Thing about this first story. The LA Clippers shooting guard Amir Coffey was arrested early Sunday on a firearms misdemeanor in Hollywood. Coffey, 26, was in the passenger seat of the vehicle. The police pulled him over for speeding. Coffey wasn't even driving. Speeding around 2 a.m. on the West Coast. They say Coffey was carrying a concealed firearm in the vehicle. Another passenger received a misdemeanor for possession of marijuana while the driver was cited for speeding. Now, Coffey, he actually bailed himself out on $10,000 bail. $10,000. God! He's scheduled to appear in court on August 24th. Here's my thing about this. This is another incident of a professional basketball player, a professional athlete, getting in trouble for having a gun. Now, when you think of situations like this, the Ja Morant situation comes to mind. The main reason why this is different from that is because Ja Morant willingly showed his gun on social media. Not once, but twice. Willingly showed his gun. So he gets disciplined a certain way. Amir Coffey, he was just in possession of a firearm, got caught, got arrested, and went to jail. Bailed himself out. Here's the thing. Are we seeing a trend in NBA players and athletes carrying firearms? Or has this always been going on? I think back to situations. Gilbert Arenas, Ja Morant, Plaxico Burress, a few athletes who were in possession of a firearm. I think these are the rare instances of the athletes getting caught with the guns. I think it's the fact of getting caught rather than actually possessing the firearm. I'm pretty sure a significant number of athletes in multiple sports have firearms. I'm pretty sure of that. With that being said, they just get caught with them. That's the situation with them. So should professional athletes have the right to have a firearm? I would say yes. They're multi-millionaires doing regular people stuff in most cases. Now you're in Hollywood, you're in LA, California, gangland at 2 in the morning. I almost understand you having a firearm. You don't know what's going to pop up. Now, you shouldn't be in areas where you need a gun, but nonetheless, anything can happen anywhere. When you're not paying attention, that's when you get caught slipping. I think professional athletes should have the right to have a firearm. As a matter of fact, they should be encouraged to have a firearm, and they should have classes on how to handle a firearm, how to manage it. I don't think he should be arrested for this. I don't think so at all. But the laws in California are different. The thing about this, another reason why I feel like it wasn't blown up like Ja Morant's situation and sports media outlets aren't picking this up is because he was a bench player. He averaged 5.5 points per game in his career. Last season, he played 50 games, got 9 starts, averaged 3.4 points a game. His best season, 21-22, averaged 9 points, 30 starts, played 69 games, and got 2.9 rebounds per game. So he's not an outstanding star or all-star for any point of reference. But nonetheless, he's still a professional athlete. So I think if you're going to blow up the Ja Morant situation, blow this up too. Talk about what they have in common. Talk about what they have different. And talk about athletes with guns. Should they have the right to have a gun? Absolutely. That's what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the comments, live chat, or call into the show, 313-466-4386. Lastly, in regards to the NBA, following Dame Lillard's agent Aaron Goodwin's indications that Lillard preferred to play exclusively for the Miami Heat, the NBA issued a memo to all teams warning against public or private comments from players or agents suggesting a refusal to fulfill contractual obligations after a trade. The memo revealed the leagues interviewed Lillard and Goodwin, stating that while Goodwin denied asserting Lillard's unwillingness to play for other teams, team communications were largely consistent with Goodwin's statements. Lillard and Goodwin assured the NBA of Lillard's commitment to honor his contract regardless of trade destinations. The NBA also informed the Players Association about potential disciplinary actions for such comments. There's a rumor going around that Dame Lillard only wants to play for the Miami Heat, and if he doesn't play for them, he's not going to be playing for real. That's a rumor. Did it come from Dame Lillard? Did it come from his agent Aaron Goodwin? We don't know. Point is, it's out there. And the fact that the NBA picked up on it, they put this memo out there to all the teams. Here's my situation with that. These players trying to choose the team that they go to, I don't like that. I just saw an interview with Chet Holmgren from OKC on All the Smoke, talking about how when he was getting drafted, he did or said certain things to certain teams to not get drafted by them. More specifically, the Detroit Pistons had a chance to get him. He said, "No, I don't want to go there." So as a result, you get drafted to OKC? Like, that's better? What has OKC won? What championship? Here's my thing about that, bro. You players don't have the right to choose where you want to go. You ain't did nothing. You ain't proved nothing. I'm even talking to Damian Lillard. Yes, you're an all-star. Yes, you're a franchise player. But at this point, if you're leaving Portland where you were the star player and that was your team, you go to Miami, that ain't your team. That's Jimmy Butler's team. That's his team. That ain't your team. Any team you go to, for the most part, it may not be your team. So you got to play your role first and foremost. Secondly, you ain't won no championship for Portland. So what makes you think you have the leverage to start telling people where you want to go and how you want to play? I don't agree with that. This is why I have so much respect for Giannis Antetokounmpo. This man got drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, what championship did you know the Milwaukee Bucks to win before 2022? Or whenever the season that was? I'll wait. It was like 40, 50, 60 years since the Bucks had won a championship before Giannis got there. He stuck it out, stayed loyal to the soil, won a championship with him. Now, if he decides he wants to get traded, I think he has the right to decide where he wants to go. LeBron James also, Steph Curry also. These players that ain't proved nothing, ain't won no championship, or ain't led a team to a championship. I'm talking to you, Kevin Durant. You ain't led a team to a championship by yourself. You joined Golden State when they were on a hot streak and they beat your team. Players like you don't have a right to choose the team you went to. Plus, teams go through cycles all the time, bro. A team can be hot for a decade and then be irrelevant. Golden State wasn't winning nothing 20 years ago. 15 years ago, now look at them. People consider them a dynasty. The Pistons, they won 2, 88, 89. Won again 15 years later, 2004. Cycles in between that, the 90s, bro, they were trash in those turquoise jerseys with Grant Hill and Jerry Stackhouse. Trash. They could probably see another cycle where they actually are a winning, competing team. Same thing with other teams, man. Lakers, Boston, they go through periods where they're a good winning franchise, competitive, championship. Then they go down to where they ain't doing nothing. Even the Lakers with Kobe went through that. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all players trying to choose these teams based on what their streak is looking like now. Nigga, go to the team and see what you can do. You might be able to mash good with the players that's there. You want to go to a team where there's all-stars or where they already have championships? No. Go to where there's other players. Y'all might actually mash together, have synergy, and win a championship. Nobody thought the Pistons was going to win in 04 against the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq and Gary Payton and Karl Malone, but they got it. Won the series 4-1. With a bunch of regular players. No all-stars. Which is debatable, because I think 4 out of the 5 players on the Pistons made the All-Star team one year. Point is, you players trying to choose the team that you go to, trying to act high sedity, like if I go here, I'm not about to play or I'm gonna be unhappy. I think y'all should get sent out the league. You don't want to play for this team? You want to go here? We ain't got no spot for you there. You either go here or you get your ass out of here. So Dame Lillard, I don't think he should have the right to choose his team. You're not good enough. You ain't brought a championship to a team to do that. You don't have that power. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313-466-4386. Man, let's go ahead and get up out of here, man. First, thinking out loud real quick. I'm watching TV and I see this commercial. This commercial say something like, yeah, if you were born or if you or anyone you know was in the military at Camp Lejeune between the years of 1950 and 1985, you may be entitled to compensation. And my first thought was 1950 to 1985. First of all, that's a long ass range. Secondly, that's close to the year I was born. I'm like, is this old ass commercial that's referring to old ass people? Is this starting to get relevant to me? Am I at the age where I gotta start watching these commercials talking about you could be entitled to compensation for all the old stuff that happened decades ago? Am I gonna have to start watching these? They starting to be relevant to me, dog. I'm starting to feel a certain type of way, like I'm getting old, bro. I ain't even gonna cap, but that's just what I think, man. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386, man. We about to get up out of here. Before we do that, I need you to do me a favor. Kick it with KCMC on all social media at KIW KCMC. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Threads, all that at Kick It with KCMC. Just the abbreviations, KIW KCMC. Show some love to my sponsors too. Team Elite. They on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, also at TEAMELITE 313. And check out their premium urban-based athleisure wear. That's athletic leisure wear, that's casual wear, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, tech fleece jogger sets, varsity sets, and more. It's all on their website. TeamElite313.com. Ask your mom, and you get 20% off with code KIWKCMC. KIWKCMC, 20% off your order. Hey, man, if you got a couple dollars, donate to the show so we can grow. We appreciate it. If you got this far in the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the alert so you know when we going live. We might pop up and pull up on you at any time also. Hey, man, do me a favor. Make sure you subscribe so you can check out Unk Talk. That's another show that we got on Creative Content Media Curation, starring my boy, or hosted by my boy, Uncle KG. Next episode premiering tomorrow, Thursday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Got a good topic for y'all, so make sure you check that out also. Oh yeah, go with my link in the description. Subscribe, or not subscribe, check out, stream my new singles, Juice and Hands and Knees. Check it out in the description. Let me know what you think. Support the boy. We appreciate you. We about to get up out of here. Make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend. We gone.